The moment that really messed me up is when she rated herself a 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth, a 5. She rated herself a 5.
Pascal.
We got to jump into this thing, man. Okay, so for those of y'all who don't know, who Kevin Samuels is, you're about to meet a very interesting individual here. Kevin Samuels is I guess he's a growing love relationship guru, more like a love guru, especially for the women, especially for the ladies. He is he an old school cat. You could see his vibe. He's a little bit more of the laid back, more of the old school kind of vibe to things. But at the same time, there's nothing wrong with that. There's many people out there that think and feel the way he feels about a lot of things. He just happens to have a platform in which he talks about it. So he has a show where a bunch of women come onto his show, and he basically gives them the harsh truth, or his harsh opinions about who they are and what they should be going for. He is also known as somebody, he is a self-proclaimed high-value man. A high-value man is someone who makes a lot of money, obviously, all the things that contribute to what you would think of as someone being high value. 6 figures or more, drives nice cars, lives in nice places, has nice threads on his back, etc. Okay? So a lot of women, he's known to have a lot of women call in and basically ask him if they're, they talk about their relationship woes. And a lot of times they'll go in and they'll talk about like, hey, this is the reason why, he'll sit there and go, oh, this is the reason why you are not dating high value men. Or this is why you keep repeatedly doing the same mistake over and over and over again. Okay. This video became so popular that it actually ended up going onto World Star Hip Hop. And you're gonna see why it went to World Star Hip Hop. Let's check this out, guys.
It's a larger dog, and their breed is meant for guarding and protecting. They're very protective of their home and their family.
Okay, so what's your disagreement?
Honestly, I don't have a disagreement. I just came here because I honestly want some advice from you.
It says disagreement day.
Oh, I know, but this is my first time catching you on live. Normally I'm asleep.
That's where she messed up already. Already right off the bat. Here we go.
And
you have a job?
I do. I own a business.
Okay, so I do too.
And I do have a question. If you don't
but I
mind.
have a business. And if you wanted my advice, you could always book a session if you can't catch us at the show live.
I was trying to go online earlier.
But all you have to do, man, see, what kind of business do you own?
I own a pet grooming, doggy daycare, and indoor dog
so what you're basically trying to do is I have a disagreement day, and you basically came in and said, damn your topic. Oof. I want to ask you what I want to ask you.
Okay, so this is, I know I just said it a second ago, but obviously this is where she's messed up, because obviously he has a very scheduled type of show. Some shows are one thing, other shows are another thing. Today apparently is the day when people call in and disagree with him on whatever topics he has, or whatever he talked about during earlier that week. All right.
And but you are more than welcome to go on my website and purchase your time to talk with me one-on-one. Because what you're trying to do is rather rude, but I will go ahead and do it because I'm going to use this as a teaching lesson.
Okay.
How old are you?
I'm 35.
35 years old. 35 years old, and you're a business owner. And what's your question?
So my issue is, I want to know at what point when I'm just meeting a guy, do I tell him that I'm a business owner? Because my problem is that when I try to date down and the conversation comes up to where I own a business, the guy is either like, hey, can I come join in on you on that business? Or can I put some money and be a business partner? And I'm not looking for that. And I honestly...
hold on. I need to be clear on this subject.
She seems sweet.
Where are you at?
North Carolina.
And you're saying when to tell somebody you own a business?
Because I find when I date down, guys see an interest and want to be like a business partner. And I'm learning that maybe I need a high value man because that's what.
Well, first off, ma'am, I really don't understand. What kind of man are you talking about? Because owning a business is no different than having a job, in my opinion. And so I'm not getting what you're saying. When should you? I'm not understanding why this is an issue. If you're, what kind of men are you? What kind of men are you dating?
That's what I'd like to know. Damn.
I try to give guys that not a chance.
You try to do what?
I try to give guys that's not on my level a chance.
Why? What do you mean on your level? What does that mean?
That's making 6 figures or more.
But I don't okay.
High value men.
Try to give guys who are not on your level a chance.
God bless you.
Because I honestly want a 6-figure guy. Is what I'm realizing.
Okay, so let me just go ahead and net it out for you. You ready?
Uh-huh.
The guys you want aren't asking you out.
Well, I haven't been putting myself out there, honestly.
But you put yourself out there enough for the guys you don't want or beneath you to ask you out.
Those are like guys I met online.
Right. So, again, the men you want are not asking you out. See, you ladies do this. You go and deal with men who you feel are beneath you, and then you ask how to fix them. I'm not beneath you. I don't know how to fix a guy that's down there. That's not my concern.
Remember, he considers himself a high value man. So, just so you know, this is the reason why he's saying I'm not on that level, so I can't relate.
The better question is, why can't you get a guy on your level? That's the real question. Well, the first thing, well, first of all, I would tell you what I said in here automatically is a problem. Why you would come onto a show that you know is a disagreement day? It's selfish.
Damn.
It's like, well, yes, ma'am. It's like I want what I want. I don't say things for no reason. That's why I asked you questions. You're 35 years old, a business owner. That means you understand what business is, and you know this is a business. And I have a show title. And you said, "Damn your show title, I want to talk to you." But you could have went to my business and booked time to talk to me, but you wanted what you wanted, how you wanted.
Now, here it is, though. I want to say this, though, too, here real quick. Obviously, he has some sort of consulting side thing. I'm assuming. If he's going to sit here and say, hey, you could have called me. You could have called me. Or you could have gone to my website and set up a separate time with me. Then it would have been fine. But you're calling me on my disagreement show. And this is not the right time to be calling me on the disagreement time. But I'm still blessing you with my time, which I could charge you for, which I should have charged you for. So she's already in the doghouse, regardless. Doesn't matter what she says next. Doesn't matter. She already screwed the pooch.
I'm sorry.
No, and I'm using this as a lesson. That's the problem with too many of you black women. You don't do shit the right way with black men.
Damn.
That was improper. And when I told you the right way, you still were like, well, whatever.
He went there. Damn.
So I'm going to use this. When was the last time you had a relationship?
Like the end of last year around December.
How long did it last?
A year.
A year? And
real quick, I'm sorry. He just said, real quick, I'm sorry, I'm like processing this as I'm watching this, but he did say, I'm going to use this. What does that mean? Well, we're about to find out right now.
Was that man, did you go to college?
Did I go to college?
Yes.
No, sir.
Okay, and how long have you owned your own business?
9 years.
And how long have you been making six figures or more?
The last 3.
Okay, why do you need a man making six figures?
Because I'm finding out that the guys that I date, it's not working out.
What does that have to do with money?
Because I feel like I need a guy that I can respect and admire, and I'm ambition, and I want a guy that has that drive too. And when he doesn't, I find myself, encourage him like, hey, babe, you can do this and you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
all right, so in North Carolina, what percentage of the population, what percentage of men in this country make six figures or more?
I think it's like 5%. I'm not
closer to 10. So,
okay.
10%. All right. So the question is, what do those men who make that kind of money, who all women tend to want, what do they want?
I feel like they want arm candy, somebody who can have more to bring to the table than just looks, but also bring balance to their life. I feel like I can help them out on
Okay, slow down. I'm not understanding. You said they want arm candy, then you contradicted yourself. They want somebody that more than just looks.
Yeah, arm candy, but something behind, brain with it, and more in depth.
Do you know any men who make six figures or more?
My dad and my uncle.
Do you know any men that you are related to that make six figures or more?
Unrelated to? Yeah,
men that you are not related to.
Not on a personal level.
Okay.
So you don't know them. You don't know what they want, but you want them. Ma'am, I'm going to suggest that you really don't know what you want. And saying six figures is just something that you've got taken from out there. But I'm not hearing this rooted to anything.
But that's the reason why she's on this show in the first place. She's trying to figure it all out. That's it. That's why she's on the show. That's why she rudely jumped on to his disagreement show, because she's desperately looking for some sort of advice. So that's why she's here, right?
But what do you want ultimately? Do you want to be married, children, what?
Yes, I want to be married.
Do you want any children?
Yes.
How many?
I have a son now, so.
Okay. How old is your son?
He's 13.
Where's the father?
13, okay.
He's not enough in his life.
I didn't ask that. I said, where's the father?
Well, he's not like in it like I would like him to be.
All right, so go ahead and take.
In other words, he's a bad baby daddy. I mean, that's how I assess what she just said. That when she says, "Hey, I want him to be a little bit better," I don't think he's a very. He might be, the kid obviously still has a relationship with the dad, but it's probably really bad with her.
Take this down, ma'am. Men who make the kind of money you're talking about have options, and typically they don't want to deal with women who have 13-year-old sons who are used to dating men who. This doesn't sound appealing to the kind of man you're talking about. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I was thinking once I start booking session with you that
I can't change men.
I know, but I can approve myself, and I feel like I have a lot to offer to those type of men.
Okay, but see, you should have stopped right there. I just told you I cannot change men. And you said, once I book a session with you, I'm not a miracle worker. I'm telling you what they want. And you're still saying, yeah, but I want them. They don't want you.
But I have been working on myself this year and booking your.
Okay, ma'am, but okay. 35, 13-year-old son with a sketchy father. Why would a man who's in the top 10% of earners, who women across the country want that?
Because I have a lot to offer. I feel like.
Would you want your son to, if you had a son making that kind of money, would you want him to bring home a woman who had a 13-year-old son from a sketchy father? Or would you prefer him to get a woman who had no children, was younger, and easier to get on his program?
Depending on his age.
See what I mean? See what I mean? This goes so deep for black women. They will even, should have been an easy question. No, I would not want my son to bring, I want the best for my son. That should have been the appropriate answer. That's why I sat up. That is bullshit.
Now, I want to say something, though. He's been trying to say something for the past, I don't even know how many minutes we've been watching this, but he's been trying to say something for a good minute now. And it's not computing with her. It has not fully been set in her brain. He keeps saying something over and over and over again, and she's refusing to take that information in. You see what I'm saying? Now she's kind of throwing in other excuses and trying to throw in other things to try to justify herself, justify the choices she's made. You know what I'm saying? This is really fascinating, man.
You should want the best for your son.
Of course.
But and are you thinking?
If he brought home a woman, yes, I feel like I'm the exception to the rule. But
no, you're not. That's the problem. You all think you're the exception to the rule, but your life is proven to you that you're not.
My love life is not that good. I agree with you.
That's my point, and ma'am, and that's my point. You ladies all feel like, listen, you ladies all feel like you're the exception to the rule. And then when someone like myself comes along and gives you a dose of reality, instead of just accepting it, it's like, yeah, but I'm special. You don't know any men on this level that are not your father, that aren't related to you. That means you don't know these men. You don't know where to go get them. You don't know what they want. But you're still saying, pick me. They don't want mid-30-year-old baby mamas. I'm trying to be polite, man, but they don't want those.
Can I ask you a question?
Did you hear what I said?
Exactly. She's not listening. Do you see what I'm saying? This girl ain't listening. She's not listening to him at all. He is trying to get her to just be like, yo, I'm trying to tell you something, and I'm being real, but I'm not being harsh right now. I'm just trying to tell you my thoughts on this, and you're not listening. As much as I keep on giving you this free ass advice on a show that we shouldn't even be talking about this stuff in the first place, and you're not taking in what I'm telling you. Listen, you know what I mean? This is crazy. What were you gonna say, David?
Yeah, I just agree, basically.
Okay, let's finish this up.
Yes.
Why is that so? Okay, go ahead.
He gave up.
Go ahead.
From my point of view, I feel like I get what you're saying. They do have better options, but also those better options are younger girls. Those younger girls don't necessarily 20-year-olds are not necessarily attracted to 45-year-olds.
Bullshit.
That's a lie.
I'm 51 and I can't beat them off with a stick.
That is full facts. I totally agree with that. You got to remember, guys, I see a lot of younger women dating older men all the time.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a full fact. I see more and more women. I see more and more men because, there's a certain I don't know. It's a biological thing. I don't know what it is, but most definitely there are a lot of men out here that are in their 40s, into their 40s, and they're dating 20-year-old girls. You know, you see it sort of on the other side, but it's more prevalent when it comes to younger women dating older men. It's definitely true. You know, it's almost like men are like, you know, we're like fine wine in a way. The older we get, the better it is, I guess. You know what I'm saying? And there's obviously a certain level of a biological time clock, you know, as far as women being able to procreate at a certain time and all that. Men could procreate till they die, literally. Well into their 90s, could die still giving their seed. You know what I mean? So when it comes to this whole idea that women, like what she just said, was completely and utterly wrong. And also, this gives me a lot of faith because it makes me realize that even though we may not be the most attractive or the most successful at a certain age, us men, we still have a whole lot of time. We got time on our hands, unlike women. Exactly, right, T? You know what I mean?
I think a lot of people experience as they get older that it's easier to find women actually as you get older as a guy, whereas when you're a boy, it can be a lot harder.
It's very hard.
Yeah.
And it's funny because a lot of times you go on these dates and all that, and you know, maybe you're a young cat trying to make things happen, making ends meet. A lot of girls will sit there just like this girl here and go, oh, well, this little guy can't afford me. I deserve something better. And next thing you know, they start dating older men who already got the 6 to 7 figures, already driving the cars and all that stuff. And so, like I keep saying, for us fellas, we got time on our hands.
That's another one on you lies. No, younger women are attracted to older men. What are you talking about?
So can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So do you feel like a woman like me?
Uh-huh. What would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10?
Oh,
you
no.
cannot use 7.
Would I rate myself?
Just your face.
My face when I wake up, 5, but when I put myself together, 6.
She rated herself a 5.
That's low.
I want to make sure that's abundantly clear here. She rated herself. He did not rate her. She rated herself a 5 when she wakes up in the morning. That's when, before her face is beat to the gods and all of that stuff. Before mascara, before the fake eyelashes, before the lip gloss and all that ish. She rated herself a 5. I want that abundantly clear. I want that, you know, I want to make sure that the jury hears that and sees Exhibit A.
Okay. And how tall are you?
5'5".
Dress size.
I'm sorry?
Your dress size.
A 3.
Okay. So that makes you, all right, if you give yourself a 5, that's average.
Yes.
So average looking women tend not to get high earning men. They tend to get average men.
So,
Did you, I mean, stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Breathe and digest. You're 35 years old and you can look around and see the world. You don't tend to see higher earning men with average looking women.
Now, that's not entirely true. That's not entirely true. I'm going to say this, though, because there's a lot of higher earning men or high value men out there that do have, let's just say, what the world would say is not as aesthetically pleasing women on their arms because maybe they were with them during the come up. Maybe they found love in college. And then as he was eating ramen noodles in his dorm room, you know, and drinking Kool-Aid with egg in it, finally was able to come up and create the next Amazon, right? But he still has that woman that he loves on his arm. So you still have those things. You still have that. And then there are high value men out there that do want to find a high value woman emotionally. Sometimes it's not a physical thing. Maybe, sometimes it's an emotional thing for men too. But a lot of times when you do see, these are the other situations, a lot of times when you see a high value man with a, let's just say, not as aesthetically pleasing woman, a average woman, as he was saying, a lot of times it's because of something else. She might be able to bring something to the dude sexually or something like that that's in the bed. He's kind of in that situation where he's going to hit it and quit it, so on and so forth. So that is also another scenario as well. She might be, like I said earlier, a lady in the street, but a freak in the bed type thing. And that's why she's still around. But a lot of times that is true. You'll see high value men with arm candy on their arms. Now, do those women have substance? That's up to, obviously, that's another question, right? That's another conversation in itself. Let's continue.
Off rip. If you do see them, they got their average looking woman when they were both really young and he built his way up. But a man earning the kind of money you're talking about does not go for an average looking woman.
I mean, my body is not average, so.
But ma'am, you please don't make me say it.
She's not listening.
Say what?
She ain't listening.
I really just wanted some advice. I love your.
I'm giving you advice, but you're not taking it. The advice is, ma'am, you're average looking at best.
I'm taking it in, but.
Okay, but you're not accepting the fact that. Okay. Average looking women.
Woo. He is trying to talk to her and she just pulled up her phone. Real talk, she just pulled up her phone. She disrupted this entire show that's supposed to be a disagreement show. And I understand. There's a thing about us mentally, right? When we don't want to hear, maybe it's the harsh truth. When you don't want to hear something that maybe you were fishing for something else. And you get this kind of information, we are quick to deflect. We are quick to turn it off. We are quick to try to find some distraction because we don't want to hear the truth. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to talk about this here in a second, but she pulled up her phone and he's trying to tell her something. She ain't listening. But at the same time, she has not been listening for at least 7 minutes now.
Average looking woman who's older. Average looking older woman with a 13-year-old son. Average looking woman with a 13-year-old son with a sketchy baby daddy. This gets worse every time I say something. And now you're asking for a man who's in the top 10% of men. You don't qualify for one.
She's probably looking at the chat.
And you're making, I don't want to have to go there. But when you put in all these other factors, why can't you just get a man that's an average guy?
Sometimes I feel like, in order to fully submit, I have to feel like he's in.
Well, then you're gonna die alone. How about that? Just cut to the chase, ma'am.
Oh.
You can feel like what you want to, but women like you die alone.
Oh my God, my heart.
Because you think you're better than the men that you qualify for. And the only reason, honestly, ma'am, that I can see a woman like yourself really thinking you deserve more is because you earn more money than most people around you in North Carolina. But if your ass worked at the post office, you would not think so highly of your opportunities.
Damn. Bruh.
And that's the reality. Men don't care about your money. Not the kind of men that you want. We don't care about your money. It ain't ours. We care about the fact that you are older and you got kids.
That's true. We don't care about money. We don't care about that monies. We really don't. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, women are wanting, that's what they care about us. They want us to have the money. They want us to provide, so on and so forth. You feel me? So when it comes to that is true. Men don't care about that. We care about who you are as a person. Yes, we care about the body. I mean, we are physically, we are visual creatures. So we do care about if you look good and all that and all about the vibe. But if you got like a crazy baby daddy, you got a kid, those are things that we knock off the list. It's like, oh, she got a kid. Oh, damn. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things, a lot of factors in here. But let me let him finish his thought and we'll open this discussion up.
And you're average.
Damn. That's where I started back from? Damn. Woo!
And your reality of your life has showed you that. You don't have the kind of men that you want knocking on your door trying to find you. See, what we've done in this country, this world, is we've told women like yourself that you can have it all, and you got a Prince Charming who's 6 feet tall, 6-figure income, jawline, all this other kind of stuff. And I'm sorry, man. No. Most people get average people, especially average people.
Ooh.
And you're an average person.
Hey,
I mean, let's be real. You're not running Microsoft. You got a pet grooming business.
Bruh, wait, hold up. All right. Let's not completely destroy this woman here. All right? Let me just say something. Just because she ain't running Microsoft, the fact that she's running a 6-figure plus business,
That's all.
I give her mad props. There are people out here that make millions and millions of dollars in that line of work and in that business. She created her own business. That is huge. The fact that she's doing that, yeah, she's not making computers and she's not revolutionizing technology, but at the same time, she is a black woman running her own business and it's successful. That is huge. That is huge. There's no reason to go off on her like that. You know what I'm saying? Hold up.
You've been making 6 figures for the last 3 years. Okay.
Bruh, now you're just going in on her.
But if I'm looking at you, if I looked at you and I took all that off of you, all the eyelashes and all the hair, what do you look like under there?
I mean, I look the same. I'm just...
No, you don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
Bruh.
I'm sorry?
No, you don't. You don't look the same because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
So what is your advice for women that...
All right, I'll tell you my advice, man, because you're not listening to me. This is why I always recommend you need therapy. People think most of us in the black community need therapy, but you're not dealing with reality. I asked you about your child's father, and you couldn't answer me. But it doesn't sound like you're too proud of him. What kind of student is your child?
He's an A student.
Does he have any behavioral problems?
No, he actually got a YouTube channel and he's trying.
No. But where is it?
He doesn't want to promote any other channels on his show except his. Don't you dare try to promote your son's channel on my channel. Hold up.
If his daddy is alive, does he have a relationship with his father?
Yeah, he does.
Then what's your issue with him?
He's not business minded like my father and my uncle. And
then why did you choose to make a baby with him before you got married?
Oh.
Young and dumb. I was 16.
Exactly, and that cost. See? Yeah. That young and dumb shit, let me stop you right here. That young and dumb shit you black women throw out as if it's supposed to get... Listen and listen well. Women, bruh. Young and dumb is not a get out of jail free card. It doesn't go woof and change the fact. You still have to carry that consequence. And men are not rushing up to be stepfathers to 13-year-olds. What would be better is if you honestly sat down and asked yourself, what value can I bring to a man?
And I know that what I can.
Well, all right.
Okay.
What value? What is it?
What is it? I can help him with his business. I'm very business minded on the end of helping organize, and I plant into planting my own garden. So I can definitely plan. I'm into improving my etiquettes with just self-improvement and working on myself. And
Ma'am, at 35 years old, here's what you told me.
Oh boy.
I can help him with his business. Due respect, ma'am. And I mean no disrespect, but 20 to 30% of people own businesses. What about the 70 to 80% of men who don't own them? That means that doesn't matter. That means nothing to the average man. Then the next thing you said, I can plant. Ma'am, that means nothing to most people because we go to grocery stores. Then you say self-improvement. I gave you a shot at saying what you have to offer to men, and you said nothing that we value.
What do you value? What do y'all?
Book a session.
Damn.
Book a session. I'm not doing this.
Wasn't this a session?
Nope. I'm done. I've tried to go around, but this has happened. The older you ladies get, the more you get set in your ways. Book a session because I don't want to do this in public, man. Because you seem like a sweet woman, but you don't. But you're not getting it.
Damn.
You're being so mean.
I'm not being. Don't tell me I'm being mean. I'm about to be mean. I get tired of you broads telling me I'm being mean because you cannot handle the goddamn truth. You called my show on a day that you ain't even supposed to be here, and I honored the call and sat here and tried to help you, and I'm telling me I'm being mean. Get the fuck out of my phone.
Woo! Woohoo! Woohoo! Okay, that's enough. Obviously, that's the end of the conversation there. All right, y'all. Thank you for sitting through that with me. I know that that's not something that we usually do on this show, but you know, we got to change some things up sometimes. You know what I'm saying? This is a video that has been going viral, being shared like crazy. People have been talking about it like crazy. And the thing is yes, like Shay just said, there's redundancy here, and I really do agree with that. I mean, but at the same time, that was fully on a video of a girl that was not willing to listen to what he had to say. And then when he started asking her those questions, she just kept trying to find excuses. Like the other thing though too, is that she was not giving him the answers that he wanted to hear as well. So of course he's going to go in on her. You know what I'm saying? Also, another thing, I'll say this too. She had every opportunity to simply end the call. She could have hung up the entire time. The entire time, if she heard anything that she did not like to hear, anytime that she felt that he was being mean or offensive, she could have hung up on him. It doesn't matter. It doesn't change anything for him. But she stood there and she took it, which is a whole other conversation itself. Say it again, what?
That's a sign right there. You know, her personal life is probably the same exact way. She pushed herself on this pedestal, and she opens herself up to these certain guys who she thinks are right for her, and then she takes their abuse, like today, or on that call. She sat there and took the abuse over and over again. So her upbringing, unfortunately, was like that. Like, she learned how to love that same way incorrectly. So maybe her father or someone in her household treated her mother that way, or herself. So now she thinks that that's her, way of getting actual love. And this is why she's always striking out, and now she has this 6-figure job the last 3 years. She uses that as, hey, now I deserve better. But she still hasn't healed the trauma inside of her. She has still not gotten over her scars. She has still not learned how to love herself better. So it doesn't matter how much the man makes. She has to understand the value of herself, not just her body, but herself. When she loves herself better in a proper way, she can be attractive to people who seek that same kind of love. But now she's just attracting bottom of the barrel. That she's complaining about why I keep getting the same thing over and over again, because her energy is like that.
True. True, but she did say, if I'm correct, she did say in the very beginning that she was giving those guys a chance. She was giving those type of guys a chance, that she was quote unquote dating down, that she was tired of dating down because she was giving these guys a chance and they would all be the same. right? That's why she keeps
right
thinking,
there.
oh, I need to go and I need a high value man, because if I have a high value man that's on the same level as me, then they'll understand where I'm coming from and they won't be asking me to get a job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Real talk.
And
Go
she's
ahead.
like associating behaviors with like things that don't necessarily reflect those behaviors. Like she's not necessarily going to get a better boyfriend because he makes 6 figures. How good of a boyfriend or husband he is going to depend on his personality. Especially when she doesn't necessarily need someone to support her, because it seems like she's very successful on her own. So that money, to me, I would think, wouldn't even be as much of a factor. And she also has this kind of dichotomy where she holds herself up on a pedestal and considers a lot of the people she's dating to be much lower than her. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, she doesn't have the confidence to actually carry herself in that position. So she thinks she's better than these guys, but she doesn't come across as that kind of strong and confidence that she probably does have. She just doesn't express it very well. And so, yeah, I mean, the guy, he's a dick, and he definitely lost it at the end. Yes. But he did make a few good points.
Yes, he did.
Like for the child, for instance, it's unfortunate, but having a child is going to make it really hard for you to find a boyfriend or a husband, and even if you're in your 30s. I'm in my 30s, and there are options. It's kind of cold to say it, but there are options that are the same as another one based on what I see, at first impression, except they don't have a child. I'm going to go with the one without a child because I don't know how to raise a 13-year-old. I kind of would like to start off at the beginning to start off with. And on top of that, it does sound like she has problems with the father, or maybe not problems, but it sounds like he's involved, but not in a good way. I'm not entirely sure.
Right.
Either way, that's always a way to introduce yourself to problems and potential violence if you're getting with someone that has a child whose father is still actively engaged. A lot of times it doesn't seem like the father of the child is over the woman. He just doesn't want to be with her, per se.
Facts.
And lastly, I think part of what was giving her problems with her confidence is she seems to define herself by her job. And he was wrong. Her successful career is very impressive. But at the same time, it's just not what, I mean, it does matter to some guys. Like, I'll take a sugar mama if I can get one. But in general, I'm not looking for money from a woman when I'm looking for a girlfriend or anything.
Yeah. Most of the time we're just looking for companionship, and we want to be the one. Most of the time, we want to be the one that provides. You know what I'm saying? There are guys out there that say exactly what you said, David, that are just like, hey, I'm down for a sugar mama. Like, if I don't have to work, cool. Like, I could be Mr. Mom all day long. There's guys out there like that for sure. Not all guys. Say that again. What did you say?
Mama's boys, like.
Oh,
Mama's boys are like that.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So, like, so you could easily go, oh, I don't have to work. I don't want to work. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if she's making 6 figures, she's making enough for all of us. I'm good. I'll be Mr. Mom. Shoot, I'll put on an apron and make the hell out of some scrambled eggs. You know what I'm saying? There's guys out there like that. But there are a good majority of men that are looking for women for the right woman for companionship. You know what I'm saying? They're looking for someone who is real most of the time. I mean, here it is. A lot of these high value men, though, too, like, let me say something and be real. Like a lot of these high value men that are out here, they are looking just for arm candy. Let's be real. If they were looking for companionship, they'd be looking for companionship. So her problem would only get worse if she was, one, trying to get into this whole, I don't know, 6-figure club or whatever thing that she thinks that she is in. You know what I'm saying? Now, that has nothing to do with her physically and what she looks like. We're going to talk about that here in a second. I'm just talking about the whole fact of her going, well, I'm tired of dating down. So if you date up, you think it's going to change? I feel like the men are even more shallow. The men are even more picky. And it's even harder for her to find a good man there. Because now you're dealing with high-value men that are high-value men. They know that they are high-value men, and they know that the women around them look at them as such. So next thing you know, they become a hot commodity. They become a hard obtainable person to get because now you got a slew of women trying to get that high value man's attention. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense, David?
Yeah. She's just, yeah, I mean, she's going to find herself in the same situation she thinks she's in, where the guys that think they're of a higher level than her aren't going to be happy because she's a step down and she's not providing, I guess, what they want, because she wants them to have, she wants the people she's dating down to kind of have the same income as her. And so if like she was held to the same standards she's held in lower people too, in her opinion, I mean, she's going to get the same results. They're going to, just like she breaks up with those guys and says they're not worth her time, the guys are going to think she's not worth their time.
Right.
If she's really that much of a lower level than they are. So dating up is going to give her the same problems as she gets dating down, except she'll be the target instead of the one, breaking up or whatever with the other people.
It's like, because what he's saying is not wrong. I mean, okay, if you cut through all the him being an ass, you know what I'm saying? Him being an absolute jerk and piece of trash, because he did talk to her in a way that I personally would not have sat there and gone through that kind of tongue lashing at all. Not at all. Even if he is speaking truths. But he did say some good points. He did have some good points. And he is right. I mean, if you are going to want to date someone up there, you either get very, very lucky finding a guy who is looking for a high value woman that's on the same page. Like finding somebody who's on the same page that's looking for a companion, the type of companion that she's looking for. I mean, I'll also say this. There is somebody for everybody. I do believe that. There is somebody for everybody. No, even in the six-figure world, you never know. I don't think
this video ended her dating career.
I mean, I'm gonna say this. I don't know if that's entirely true, because if you really think about it, people are watching this and they're probably going, "Man, she's cute." There's probably somebody out there, high value man, looking at that video and going, "Damn, she is really cute," or whatever. "Oh yeah, I date her." Blah blah blah. I mean, there is somebody for everybody out there. I do truly believe that. The moment that really messed me up is when she rated herself a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 5. She rated herself a 5. Now, he said average. 5 is average. I could have sworn like 7, 6, 7.
Right. Yeah, right.
5 is not of average, but at the same time, there you have it. She rated herself. She started that whole thing. That snowball started going downhill so fast. Right when she rated herself a 5. If she had any type of self-esteem with herself, she would have started with at least a 6, or he said you can't use 7. But if she had any type of self-esteem, she wouldn't have started with a 5. I mean, damn. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think she looked like a 5. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. I thought she was pretty.
Again, I mean, she already rated herself that low. So imagine herself privately dating somebody. Like, a man won't sit through too many dates like that with somebody who's like that low in their own mind. Because like no man wants to like really like be Captain Save a woman from Suicide Watch. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be able to have somebody that you respect. That you see her insecurities and you see weaknesses that you can help her build upon. But she can't be like that on her first date. It's like, like that low. You gotta at least be confident enough to make him attractive to you.
Right.
Somewhat. And through a course of time, you're gonna build up and help each other out along the way. But if her self-esteem is that low, what does he have to do to bring her up to level? That's so much extra work for him. You don't feel like that. Plus the kid who's 13, who needs a male figure, who's almost like an adult himself, soon to be in 5 years or so. So he can't raise a young man and raise his young woman, supposedly, whose self-esteem is in the trash can. That's like, that's too much work.
It's a lot. And also, there is also that thing too. There's a lot of guys. I'll throw this in here. There's a little bit of a curveball. There's a lot of guys out here that will sit there and go, oh, thank God the kid's 13. I don't have to raise the kid. Like, oh, thank God. It's not that bad. No, seriously. There's a lot of guys out here going, oh man, I don't have to teach him nothing. For the most part. I mean, now I don't have to wipe any butts and clean any diapers. Bet. You know what I'm saying? The kid is grown. He knows how to take care of himself to a certain extent. I could tell him and teach him some manly things, but that's about it. So there's a lot of guys out there that would go, her kid's grown though. Like her kid's been grown. This is not a baby. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to do any like quote unquote child rearing in this situation. So I'm cool with it. You know what I mean? So there are guys out there that would say that. But at the same time, I feel like she should have hung up. If she was not cool with hearing what he had to say, why did she call him in the first place? You know what I'm saying? Why would you call the dude in the first place if you know he's the kind of guy who's going to give you the harsh truth in the first place? Then also, you could have hung up. Bruh, you could have hung up. You know what I'm saying? She could have hung up. And that's all she needed to do was just end the call. But he gave her she did give him some truths. There were some real good truths in there. Maybe he said it was wrapped up in a rude bow, I guess. But at the same time, he was giving her truths. Those truths could set her free if she's willing to open her ears and actually consume the information that he was giving her. The fact that it went sour, I think, is the reason, because she was too stubborn, too bullheaded to be willing to actually consume and actually like let the words that he was saying to her really like actually absorb inside of her, so that she can go on with her life with more and do whatever she needs to do. You know what I'm saying? But real talk, I commend her. She's a strong one. Hey, and it's never too late to start an OnlyFans account. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? You never know. Hey, I'm just saying. You never freaking know, y'all. You never know. Like I said, there's somebody for everybody. Okay? And there's an OnlyFans account for everybody out there. Trust and believe. Hey guys, thank you guys so much for checking out this clip. I do this show live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I do a Tuesday through Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time as well. So in the middle of the week, you get 2 shows for the price of 1. Anyway, please go hit that like button down below. And don't forget to crush that subscribe button and join the Pascal Show family. Anyway, see you guys in the next video. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. See you guys soon. Bye.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.